Expectations. We all have them. I know some of them are conscious, some of them are unconscious, but we have expectations of ourselves. We have expectations of the people around us. We have expectations of life in general. It's just kind of part of our hardwiring, you know? We humans love to strong arm life. We love to make order out of the chaos. Try to feel like we have some sort of control as we go along our days. It's kind of funny when you step back and look at it, because you realize that we really don't. As much as we'd love to think that we do have control over things, I mean, it's kind of futile, you know? And it shows us time and time again as we go through life. But I don't think we really want to believe it, so we keep setting more expectations. And we keep getting disappointed. And it's just a really interesting spiral that I thought I'd explore with you guys today a little bit, because, and I don't want to let my bitterness show, so I'm sorry if I do. My expectations have been kind of bashed these last few days. And I sit here thinking, well, yeah, I could really honestly say, and I do say, it is my fault for setting expectations. But at the same time, I think there's a time and a place for certain kind of expectations. And I'll get into that a little bit more here in a second. Just to give you guys a little bit of background. So my husband and I run a couple businesses from home. And we have just not had enough time to do the things that we wanted to do. So I want to be in front of the camera. I want to be behind the camera too. I'm a photographer as well. And he wants to do the same thing. And with our businesses, we just haven't found the time to be able to do these things. I want to finish my book and a bunch of other things. There's just not enough time. I know you guys know the feeling. So I thought, well, we'll hire some people to help us. And it was a big flop. I don't know how many people we went through. I can't even count now. But there was always this, I couldn't show up to work on time because of this, or I couldn't get the work done because of this reason. And yeah, while I had expectations of them, you know, they had expectations of me to pay them. And it was really interesting to see how there were so many victim cards being played. And so I want to talk about victimization and expectation, and kind of how this goes along and how they come together. So I was told once, and I'm a visual artist, I was told once that art is just making the best of life's mistakes. And I thought, wow, that's really interesting. Art, you know, the thing I'm so passionate about is just nothing but a series of mistakes. And it really hit me hard, you know. I got my heart hurt, because I thought that just can't be. So I started thinking about mistakes, and I started thinking about what constitute mistakes. And mistakes are pretty much what we call things in life when they don't go the way we plan them to go. When they don't meet our expectations, it turns into a mistake, right? So here we are trying to strong arm everything, trying to control life. And when it doesn't go the way it's planned, it's a failure or a mistake. And at that point, we have two options. We can either wallow in the fact of this being a failure, or we can turn around and make it into something even more amazing. Okay? But either way, it didn't mesh with our expectation. But we have a choice in the matter. We have a choice of how we deal with it. So from an artist's perspective, I'm putting a stroke of paint on a canvas and I accidentally bump it, or it comes off too strong, or the color's wrong, or one of my children runs by and bumps my chair. It happens, right? And I have a choice of throwing the canvas away or making it into something even more incredible. Making it into something that I hadn't planned on making it into. Maybe a flower was supposed to go there and now it's a path. 9 out of 10 times it ends up being more beautiful than how I had planned it in the first place. And I feel like that goes for so much in life. I feel like we miss out on so much of life and so many different opportunities because we're over here so upset about life not going the way we had planned. Our expectations weren't met, and whatever that was ended up being a failure. That we miss out on what it could turn into. This almost infinite array of different possibilities that it could be. So going back to my disappointment, my unmet expectations of people. Ben and I knocked heads. We stepped up to the plate. We were supposed to have a couple people work with us one day on a really busy day so that we could get a video out, and they didn't show. And so instead of just saying, all right, we're going to scrap the video, we're going to try to get the work done, we're going to be bitter and angry about it the whole time, we leveraged ourselves. And we actually came up with a better plan that not only makes us less dependent on other people, but it also helps us save money. And it empowered us to know that we've got this under control. But I'm not gonna lie, my first reaction was to get pretty bitter and angry and kind of wallow in the victim aspect of it. And I think it's very easy to do that. And I think a lot of us do that. And we get stuck there. But the beautiful thing about life is that we have a choice. We can't control life, but we can control our reaction to it. And so we have this choice to take those disappointments, those mistakes, those failures, and turn it around and say, okay, how are we going to empower ourselves to learn from it and see the beauty in what we didn't expect? So that's pretty much what I just wanted to say today, is that, wow, life is full of disappointments. Life is full of expectations not being met. Life is full of stumbles in the road and falling flat on your face. But the most amazing things that I've ever done have come when I least expected it, when I didn't plan it. And when I track back my life to where I am now and the things that I'm most proud of about myself and what I've done, they've all been a result of a failure. And I say it a failure because had those gone differently in my past, I wouldn't be who I am today. And I am so grateful for each and every one of them. So, that being said, I would love to just shoot some of my empowerment energy to you guys today because, like I said, Ben and I really sat down with that choice of whether we wanted to feel like a victim or we wanted to just run with it and see where it went. And I think when we're organic in nature with how we deal with life, when we're more open, that's when the beauty really shines. That's when the treasures come through. There's a really great Zen proverb that I think about often. Let go or be dragged. I certainly don't want to be dragged. And I don't want to play the victim card. Because it's very easy to do that. But when you let go, which is scary as hell, and it's kind of counterintuitive, because I feel like we're hardwired to have this control over all of this that we have no control over. When we let go is when the beautiful things start happening. Is when life really starts evolving. And where it allows you so much more breadth of growth. So that's all I have to say today. I just wanted to leave you guys with that. There's so many disappointments out there. There really are. But it's incredible to be able to turn those around. To mitigate your expectations. Let go. And see where life takes you. So with that, I wish you guys the absolute best. I appreciate you guys watching as always. And until next time, be well. Thank you again.